The value of words. Who told you you weren't good enough? When I was studying to be a hypnotherapist, someone once said to me, I can't imagine you doing that job. You haven't got the right voice for it. That really knocked my confidence because I'd been a hairdresser for 44 years and I'd had to learn how to speak over the top of a hairdryer. So you tend to sound like you're shouting, you tend to sound loud. Before I were a hairdresser, I was very quiet. I never felt like I had a voice, that I had anything that anybody would want to hear. I didn't have anything of quality or of that anybody would need to hear, anything useful to say. So I was quiet. I was always the quiet one. At school, I didn't say a lot, particularly in class, because I was always worried about getting the answer wrong. I remember an occasion in my history class. None of my friends took that as a subject. So I used to sit on my own. I hated it. I loved the subject, but I hated that class. I hated that lesson. Because my confidence, my subconscious was telling me that everybody was staring at me because I had to sit on my own. The teacher made it worse because he used to make us stand outside the classroom and answer a question before we could get in the classroom to sit down, and sometimes he would make you stand up at your table as well, and you weren't allowed to sit down until you could answer a question right. And my head was going, oh my God, what if I can't remember? What if I say it wrong? What if I'm the last one that's standing up? I hated that lesson. Hated it. Someone else once said to me, when I started to find my voice, when she was young, we couldn't shut her up. Sorry. Scratch that. I'll say it again. That was the wrong way around. They used to say, when she was younger, we couldn't get her to talk. Now we can't shut her up. All of those words that were said to me was having an impact on my confidence, on the way that I saw myself. I didn't have anything that was worth saying. I wasn't worth anything. And that continued that spiral for me of feeling unworthy, not good enough, not confident enough, not clever enough. But then I started to speak. A few years ago, I used to be a beekeeper. And then I was talked into giving discussions about the bees that we used to keep and how they were doing, because the local shopping centre asked us, me and my ex-husband, to manage the bees on the roof, which was actually our bees in the first place. So we agreed to do it, but he didn't want to talk, and the local environment group wanted us to give feedback on how they were doing. So I was asked to do it. I can't tell you how nervous I was. I used to agree to do it and then just forget about it until the day before I was due to give the talk, just to stop myself from getting in a place of absolute panic and fear. Not realising then that I was in panic and fear, A, because I didn't have anything prepared for it, and B, because it was now the time to do it. But I knew my craft. When I got inside there and I started to talk, I knew my craft, and I was excited and I was passionate about it. And when I'd done the talks, people would stand up and clap and say how much they'd enjoyed it and how funny I made them. Because it's not all about being serious. You've got to have a funny side. I enjoyed doing those talks eventually, but little did I know that that was just a stepping stone for bigger things. After I got divorced, I stopped doing the talks because I no longer kept the bees. So I didn't feel that I had anything valid to say about them. If somebody asks me about them today, I could tell you everything about them because I'm still passionate about it. And I'm passionate about my hypnotherapy. I'm passionate about my spiritual work. I'm passionate about my holistic therapies and all the other things that I've learned over the years that have helped me to become the person that I am today. This last 2 years, I found myself doing talks again. And yes, that same version of me came back of, oh my gosh, can I do this? What am I going to talk about? Is anybody going to come and listen? But those feelings, those thoughts are the things that have spurred me on and pushed me forward in my life. And they've helped me to get better at what I do. Why am I telling you this? Because I want you to understand that if you're struggling with low self-worth, confidence, or any of those things, those debilitating feelings, anxiousness and stress, all those debilitating feelings that are holding you back from living and having the life that you were destined to have, I've got the key. I've got the answer. All it takes for you is to make that first step, to book that consultation, to chat. If I'd have listened to those people that told me that I didn't have the right voice to be a hypnotherapist, if I'd have let that affect me and stop me from doing this job that I'm so passionate about, this work, this vocation that I am so passionate about, I wouldn't have been able to help the people that I'm helping now. Not only am I helping people, but I'm helping me in the process because I'm evolving. I'm improving my craft. This weekend, I'm doing talks again. Yes, I'm nervous. Yes, I'm wondering how I'm going to deliver it. Is that going to stop me from doing it? No. Because I know my craft and I know that what I have got to impart to people to support them in their lives is worth listening to. If you want to get out of that space, if you want to break out, if you're finding yourself feeling trapped, feeling like you're not living the life that you wanted for yourself, feeling like you've lost your direction, click on the comments below. Click on anywhere on this video where you can see my details. Let's talk. Let's see how I can help you like I helped me. Have an amazing solstice today. Start with intentions. Make a choice to make that change. It takes one step.